Hi, viewers. Welcome to Commissioner of Collegiate Education, Government of Telangana. This is Veeraya Sheelam, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, working at Government Degree College for Women, Nalgonda. One quotation regarding environment: a nation that destroys its soils destroys itself. Forests are the lungs of our land, purifying the air, giving fresh strength to our people. Franklin D. Roosevelt. So, in this quotation, one important line is there: forests are the lungs of our land. So, it is a great quote. Without forest, we can't respire. It is resembling with lungs of land. And also purify the air. Purification is there, and give fresh strength to our people. Therefore, grow the trees always. Course details: course BSc, final year, 5th semester, subject botany, paper ecology and biodiversity. Today discussing topic is hydrosphere. Hydro means water, sphere means stage. The succession which begins in aquatic environment. The succession begins at aquatic environment is known as hydrarch succession. Various stages of this succession are collectively called hydrosphere. Simply, hydrosphere occurs at in aquatic environment. That is called hydrosphere. Many sequential stages are visible among this hydrosphere. Every stage is called sphere. Collectively, it is called hydrosphere. It is a succession process. So, the succession begins in the water or water bodies, that is called hydrosphere. The important characters of hydrosphere: originate in water bodies. That hydrosphere occurs in water bodies. For example, pond, lake, river, estuaries, oceans. These all are the sources of hydrosphere. Usually pond or lake. So, any difference in between pond and lake? Lake means the both are water resource is rainwater. In lake, entire the year water is available. Both are freshwater sources. In lake, entire the year water can available. In pond, the water available only in season. In unseason, the water cannot dried up. For example, during the summer time, in pond, maybe water is not available. So, dried up. That is the main difference. Lakes are always in living condition, in surviving condition. Ponds are maybe few months are dried up. It is the main difference in between pond and lake. Phytoplanktons will be considered as pioneer community. Pioneer means starting plants. In hydrosphere, phytoplanktons considered as pioneer community. Remember this word, pioneer. Pioneer means starting, initial, first. Forest will be the climax community. So starting community is phytoplanktons. Climax, last community is forest. First one is phytoplankton, last one is forest. The hydrosphere occurs very slow. Maybe it takes thousand of the years for the formation of one climax community takes thousand of the years. It will be completed in 7 sequential serial stages. So hydrosphere has 7 sequential serial stages. First stage is pioneer stage, last one is climax stage. The both are visible in hydrosphere. In any sphere, these two are visible: pioneer community, climax community. Pioneer community means first community during the succession. Climax community means last stage in that sphere. The hydrosphere has 7 sequential serial stages. Every stage is called serial. They are phytoplankton stage. It is the first stage. So it is called pioneer stage. Phyto means plant, plankton means alga. So hydrosphere starts with algae, primitive plants. The second stage is rooted submerged stage. You remember these sequential numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is the third, which is the fourth. So sequential serial stages. Every stage is called serial. Third one, rooted floating stage. So pioneer stage, submerged stage, floating stage, reed swamp stage or amphibious stage, sedge meadow stage or marsh meadow stage, woodland stage, and finally climax forest stage. These are involving in hydrosphere. Every stage takes some hundreds of the years. Now it is the one figure shows that entire hydrosphere phenomena. So it is the first stage, 1 phytoplankton stage. So here this is the phytoplankton stage. It is the first stage. It is the pond. A small algal members are present in that pond. It is the second one, submerging plant stage. Few number of the submerged plants are visible in second stage. Every serial stage takes some hundreds of the year for succession. Now third stage, floating stage, it is called. Some more new plant communities are visible. In fourth stage, it is amphibious stage. Some more new plant communities are invaded to that water body. Fifth stage, sedge meadow stage. Some land is increased, water is decreased. Some new varieties are visible. Sixth stage, woodland stage. Almost water go to disappear. Only land is visible. Some tree species, shrub species are visible. And finally, the seventh one is purely forest. Different type of the forest trees are visible. There is no water. These are mesarc conditions. So moderate conditions. Well trees are there. Different type of deciduous, broadleaved, evergreen, different type of the plant species are visible. This is the climax stage. So this total process is called succession. Every step is called serial. The succession result gives a complete forest. This is called climax 1. Further, this climax cannot any modification. So the climax stage plant groups communities are not modified into any other new communities. This is the succession. The succession takes place in water body, therefore it is called hydrosphere. So hydrosphere completes within the 7 stages. Now let discuss one by one in detail. The first stage in hydrosphere, phytoplankton stage. Remember, it is important for entrance. In hydrosphere, phytoplankton stage considered as pioneer stage. Pioneer means starting stage, initial stage. The hydrosphere starts with this phytoplanktons. Therefore, the phytoplanktons considered as pioneer community. Phytoplanktons means algal members. That algal members may be unicellular or multicellular, filamentous, branched, unbranched, different type of algal bodies are grown in that water body. For example, pond or lake. They multiply rapidly because they are unicellular. They are primitive bodies. Therefore, they are naturally multiplies rapidly. These phytoplanktons are provide food material to the zooplanktons. Maybe zooplanktons are eat directly to the phytoplanktons. So zooplanktons are dependent on phytoplanktons. Zooplanktons are dependent on phytoplanktons as food. After some years or months, these phytoplanktons are go to die or death. After death of phytoplanktons, decomposers are decompose that dead phytoplanktons into organic matter. Here microorganisms also involving in this decomposition. When died phytoplanktons are decomposed into organic matter. Organic matter nothing but humus. So little amount of humus deposited at the bottom of pond. In that moment, nutrients are added to that soil and water. Approximately the pH levels are below 5. So light acidic nature. Rich nutrients are there, pH is less than 5. In that moment, light can penetrate more. These are favorable conditions. Therefore, it is suitable for growth for another communities. For example, rooted hydrophytes can grow. The favorable conditions are developed by the penetrated more light, pH is less than 5, humus also created at the bottom of lake. These are the favorable conditions for the invade of new community that are rooted hydrophytes. In the lake, algal spores are brought into the water into initial stage of the succession. So generally algae multiplied through the spores by asexual method. Therefore many algal members are multiplied. They are complete with their life cycle through the asexual spores or sexual spores. So the starting succession run based on the algal spore production. For example, BGA, blue-green algae, green algae, diatoms. Diatoms are unicellular, and bacteria. Bacteria help to the decomposition. These all are microorganisms, micro level with photosynthetic. These all micro or multicellular organisms are photosynthetic organisms. So they produce food and carbohydrate along with oxygen. So it is the first step, pioneer step. These are pioneer organisms. Now the second one is rooted submerged stage. rooted submerged stage. For example, this is the pond. Now, in first stage, some pioneer phytoplanktons are go to die. The died parts are go to decomposing and produce humus. Now, the bottom of the pond got some humus soil from the pioneer stage. So, it is favorable to the invaders that are rooted submerged. Nutrients are added to that soil and water by the death and decomposition of phytoplankton. So just before I said, subsequently that bottom become a soft muddy and rich silt forms. Some sand also added to that humus. Little amount of humus containing silt reached to the bottom of pond. Therefore, the pond bottom looks like muddy. Due to the formation of muddy bottom, the water depth becomes shallower. Maybe 1 or 2 feet go to shallower. Once the water depth is reduced about 10 feet, so take some hundreds of the year. Therefore, approximately 10 feet depth go to shallow. The 10 feet depth of pond get muddy soil, means died phytoplanktons. Therefore, the light penetrate becomes easy. 10 feet of pond become a shallow with rich nutrients, with rich humus. Therefore, light is easily penetrate into pond. It promotes the growth of floating hydrophytes. It promotes the growth of floating hydrophytes. Means it is help to the invaders to another communities. But in second stage, rooted submerged plants, maybe suspended plants or rooted submerged, the both are come under to this second category. Hydrilla, it is purely suspended submerged plant. Vallisneria, it is the rooted submerged plant. Utricularia, it is only submerged suspended plant. Potamogeton, again rooted submerged plant. Ceratophyllum, suspended plant. Cara, rooted suspended plant. Elodia, it is also rooted submerged plant. So some of the suspended plants are there, some of the rooted with suspended plants are there. The both are come to the second category. Now the third one, rooted floating stage. Some plants are rooted are there, some are without rooted are there. Anyhow, that plant hydrophytes are freely floating, are rooted floating. Both are come under this third category. When the depth of water reaches about 4 to 8 feet, means gradually the pond goes to shallower. The submerged vegetation start disappearing from their original space. So your gradually submerged vegetation, submerged plants are go to disappearing because the depth is decreasing. The pond depth is decreasing for adding the organic matter from died plant pots. When death and decomposition of these rooted plants and more nutrients added to that soil. Floating leaves. Now, next. The floating leaves, usually floating plant leaves are too broad. For example, Nymphia Nilambo, Victoria, these leaves are too broad, completely cover the water surface. Therefore, light penetration is very difficult. Here, light penetration is inhibited. So, result the complete disappearance of submerged plant. When light cannot penetrate into the pond, Gradually submerged plants are go to disappear. It is unfavorable to the submerged plants. So all the submerged plants are disappear. Now only survive floating plants. The floating plants also divided into two types: freely floating plants and root with floating plants. Example: Neelambo, Nucifera, lotus. So national flower, our national flower. Nymphea, commonly it is known as Kalwa. Trapa, Trapa natans. Azulla. These three are rooted with free floating plants. Azolla, without root but free floated plant. Lemna, free floated plant. Ulfia, free floated plant. It is the smallest flowering angiosperm. Ulfia. Pistia, free floated. Salvinia, free floated. So in these, among these examples, some are the rooted with free floating plants, some are without root free floating plants. These two type of the plants are come to this category. All are the floating plants. The floating plants has broad leaves, therefore the penetration of light is very difficult in the pond. Therefore the submerged plants not survive. Gradually they are disappear in pond. The entire habitat suitable for free floating plants, as well as more organic matter added to that pond, because the submerged plants are go to die after decomposition. More humus organic matter added to that pond. In every stage decomposers are play important role. If the decomposer activity go to fail, what will happen? The succession go to stop. Every cell stage go to stop. The succession process go to disturbed. The disturbance gives not result. The hydrosphere will not complete. So here decomposers are play important role in succession in a hydrosphere. Next one, reed swamp stage. Amphibious stage. Amphibious means half of the body in water, half of the body in atmosphere. They are called amphibious of plants. The name, another name, reed swamp stage. It is important for B.Ed entrance. Remember the fourth stage name, reed swamp stage. It is usually called amphibious stage. The water level very much reduced. Maybe the water level is 3.5 feet height. Optimum water available. Most parts of their shoots remained exposed to air. So branches are exposed to the air, half of the body exposed to the air. They have well developed rhizome because remaining half body in water. Moderate conditions are available. Half of the body in atmosphere, half of the body in water. Therefore, rhizome can develop. They produce large quantities of organic matter which resist decay because of presence of mechanical tissue. Half of the body in atmosphere, many branches, the branches contain mechanical tissue. The water level by now is much reduced, becomes unsuitable for vegetation. The water level are too reduced. Therefore, it is the unsuitable for vegetation. Examples are important for amphibious reed swamp stage. Typha, it is very common example to the amphibious. Cirpus, Sagittaria, Ranunculus, Limnophila, Heterophylla, Phragmites. Suppose it is the one pond. Half of the pond shallow, become shallow, means it is the filled with soil. Now the plant grows this type of manner. Now half of the body in water from here to here, remaining half of the body in atmosphere. Therefore it is called amphibious plant. Now the plant leaves are shows which leaves are in submerged, these leaves are dissected manner. Which are in aerial, these are simple leaves. So which leaves are present in submerged, that leaves are dissected because waves, water currents that create dissected leaf. On same plant, two type of the leaves are visible. Aerial leaves are simple, submerged leaves are dissected. Two type of the leaves are present on same plant. This is called heterophyly. Heterophyly visible in amphibious plants. For example, Ranunculus, Limnophylla, Heterophylla. These are exhibit heterophilous nature. Limno means water, phylla means leaves. Water containing leaves. The water containing leaves are dissected. They are submerged leaves. So heterophilous nature visible in Limnophylla and Heterophylla. Hetero means different. Phylla means leaves. Different leaves are present on the same plant. The plant name also coming on the leaf nature. Two type of the leaves on the plant. So the plant name Heterophylla. Limnophylla. This plant has leaves inside of the water. So the plant name came on the character of leaves. So Heterophylla, example Limnophylla and Heterophylla. Two type of the leaves are visible in these plants. So it is the sequential step, one by one: phytoplankton stage, submerged stage, floating stage, reed swamp stage, sedge meadow stage, woodland stage and forest stage. You observe here, the first one is, this is the phytoplankton stage. Only here small microorganisms, phytoplanktons are visible. It is the Chara plant. So it is the second one, second stage. Rooted submerged plants, then after free floating plants, then after amphibious reed swamp stage, then after sedge meadow stage, then after woodland stage, finally climax stage. Once the climax stage reached, the pond cannot visible. The entire pond filled with the soil. So these are the sequential steps in hydrosphere. Now next one is sedge meadow stage. Another name, marsh meadow stage. Water level further decreases and the filling process result in the formation of marsh soils. When water level are completely decrease, gradually the pond looks like muddy like. So water is not visible, only less amount of water mixed with the soil. That soil looks like muddy manner. Such stage is called sedge meadow stage. These plants have high transpiration. So it is an indication, identification, because the plants are growing at sedge meadow or marshlands. They are called marshlands. At marsh stage, the plants can show high transpiration rate. Due to loss of water by transpiration, the soil become exposed to the air. First time. Now, the soil exposed to the air for first time. Now, the soil visible as bare. The soil is directly visible. Soil directly exposed to the air for the first time. The transpiration rate is too high. So gradually loss of more water by the transpiration. So that region become gradually dried up. They form a mat-like vegetation. Now in that pond area, it has mat-like vegetation towards the center of the pond. They add large quantity of humus. Nutrients like ammonia, sulfides, they become oxidized to nitrates and sulfates. Here more nitrates and sulfates are formed by the oxidation method. The ammonia convert into nitrates, sulfides convert into sulfates after oxygenation. So more nutrients are available in this stage. For example, cyperus. Examples are important. Carex and Juncus. By heart these three examples. These are helpful in entrances. Cyperus species, Carex and Juncus. These three examples, remember, for the stage is sedge meadow stage. These are strictly growing at marshy soils. Some other examples are there. Eliocharis, some graminae grass members, Campanula, Mentha viridis, Catha, Polygonum, Gallium plants also growing. But very popular Cyperus species, Carex species, Juncus species are grow very well in marshy soils. You observe here, they form a mat-like vegetation towards the center. This character visible in this diagram. So mat-like, this is the mat-like in the center. These plants are these are the grass plants, these are the grass plants. Cyperus, Juncus, other graminae members at the center. This climate is muddy like manner. Half of the water, half of the soft soil mixed to each other. Now it is looks like muddy. The muddy is favorable to the grass plants. It is the marshland sedge meadow stage. Next, woodland stage. In this stage, some shrubs, medium-sized trees will start to appear. Shrubs are appear as well as medium-size height trees are appear. The soil will stay dry in moist of the time. So gradually it loses water through the transpiration or climatic condition. Gradually soil loses the water, the soil become dried up. Mesic conditions are creating here at woodland stage. Shrubs and herbs gradually predominates that area. So shrubs and herbs are predominated in that area. Shedding of leaves from the shrubs, trees result the huge accumulation of humus, because many number of shrubs, many number of herbs, medium size height trees are grown in that area. Therefore they shed down the many leaves to form litter, later duff, and after decomposition of microbial activity, huge accumulation of humus is formed at the surface of soil. Now the soil surface get more rich nutrients. A variety of decomposers of bacteria, here specialized decomposing bacteria, specialized decomposing fungal strains are visible in soil, in that soil. These specialized strains are break down that litter or duff into organic matter, results the further increase of fertility of topsoil. So after activity of that specialized bacteria and fungal groups, the humus go to break down and add to the more humus to the topsoil. The topsoil become more fertility. Now several shade-loving species are grow. Shade-loving means the small size shrubs and herbs are gradually grown under the trees. Only they are growing strictly under the shade region. They are called shade-loving species. Here more humus is available, humidity is available, shade is available, rich nutrients are available. At the same time, they are loving to they are try to grow under the big trees. They are called shade loving species. Examples are important. Salix salix species, cricket bat preparing from this plant wood. Salix, many times asked this question. Cricket bats are lightweight wood and is strong. That lightweight, strong wood cricket bats preparing from Salix species. Eupatorium, Ulmus. Ulmus is a rubiaceae member. Populus, Carnus, Acacia species, Cassia species, Terminalia species. These are Cisalpinaceae members. Acacia, Cassia are Cisalpinaceae, Mimosaceae members. Terminalia species, Arjuna. These are tree species. Tellamaddi, commonly known as Tellamaddi. Terminalia Arjuna, Terminalia bellarica, Terminalia catappa. These all are medium size height tree species. So gradually they are occupied to this area because here humus available more. And the last stage of the hydrosphere is climax stage or forest stage. It is the final stage. For reaching of this stage, a pond takes maybe above 1,000 years, sometimes several thousand years. Sometimes the hydrosphere go to failure. If the hydrosphere is succeeded, the succeeded hydrosphere contains 7 stages. The last stage is called climax stage or forest stage. The climax stage community is stable, further no change, and self-sustainable. Climax community is stable, self-sustainable, self-maintainable. Climax stage purely dependent on climate. All type of the communities are visible. For example, herbs, shrubs, trees, climbers, animals, decomposers, all are together living in that region. These are present as correct proportion. So the number of these individuals present in that area as correct proportion. Now the climax community is ready. It is the final stage of hydrosphere. At climax stage, complete harmony is developed. Means healthiness in between the different communities, in between the different populations. A peaceful character created, that is called harmony developed between plant communities with the habitat. So it is necessary for surviving of climax community until some 100 of the years. The substratum becomes completely dry and aerated. This is called mesophytic conditions. These conditions are favorable for croplands. The woodland community is rapidly invaded by several trees. After woodland community, so it is invaded to the other several trees. After woodland stage, It welcome, it is prepared other invaders like several trees. The nature of the climax vegetation dependent on climate. So climate is decide the climax community position. Climate play vital role, important role on climax community. For example, Acer, Quercus are very common plant species in climax community. Along with that, evergreen forest, because climax communities are forest communities. Evergreen forest, deciduous forest, temperate forest, temperate mixed forest are growing. Evergreen and deciduous forests are visible at a Mediterranean line, means tropical subtropical region. Temperate region has temperate mixed forest. So alpine forests also visible on the mountains are purely temperate regions. So different type of the forests are visible at a climax community. You observe here, this is the pond with water. It is the bottom of muddy. It is the humus, dyed plant material humus. For the formation of humus, for the shallowing of that pond takes lot of years. In bottom figure, almost the pond filled with humus, organic matter. It is completely purely filled up with soil and the surface is dried up. Now these plants are grown, forests also developed. So it is the sequential. Before hydrosphere, the hydrosphere starts with pond. It convert into marsh, later dry land, later shrubs, finally forests are occupied. The forest indicate climax community. So in a hydrosphere, the final stage, the pond cannot visible. The ponds are disintegrated, degraded. So pond water go to depleted. Finally, forests are established. Today, forest may be once upon a time they are ponds. After climax, community also go to destroyed by the climatic factors. Maybe that process does irreversible manner, vice versa. Maybe ponds are converted into forest, forests are converted into ponds. It takes thousands of the years. The conversion of pond to forest is called hydrosphere. Forest converted to pond is called destroying process. Now these are individual stages. It is the first stage, pioneer stage, phytoplankton stage. This is the submerged stage. The plants are completely submerged condition. These are the emerged stage, means floating stage. So these are the floating parts. It is the reed swamp stage. So almost half of the pond filled with muddy. And finally climax stage. In climax stage, there is no pond visible. All the tree species are visible with taproot system, well taproot system. It is the forest. So forest occupies the pond area. So once the climax stage is visible, the pond cannot appear. These are the sequential step diagrams. Phytoplankton stage, first one. Here only a small algal members are living together. The second stage is submerged plant stage. Submerged means the plant species are grown inside of the water. They are called suspended plants. They cannot visible on surface. Now third one is, these are the floating species. These are submerged plants. These are floating species. Next one, reed swamp stage means amphibious stage. Half of the body in the water, half of the body in atmosphere. And marsh meadow stage, almost the water content is very less. Plants are grown like herbs and shrubs are grows. And woodland stage or forest stage. This is the purely forest, either evergreen or deciduous. Here no pond, the pond completely go to depleted. So pond replaced by forest. This is called hydrosphere. Thank you who are watching this video.